Are you ready for this? I'm going to show you how to memorize all of the names of the frets on a guitar as quick as possible. First of all, you need to know what the tuning of the guitar strings are, which is E, A, D, G, B, E. And there's a dead easy way to memorize that. So I want you to just repeat after me each one that I do, and I'm going to start with one string and add one in each time. So we go E, you say that, and then I go E, A. Now you say that. Make sure you point at your strings when you do it. E, A, D. Now you say that. Next one, E, A, D, G. E, A, D, G, B. E, A, D, G, B, E. Now I'm going to say it one more time. E, A, D, G, B, E. Now you say it. And then I want you to test yourself and run through them again after you've watched this video and see if you can remember them still. And surprisingly, you will, just from that kind of call and response that we've done. And if there's any that you don't, then just look back on the video and just have a listen to the very start of the video where I tell you the string names and see where you're getting stuck with. Okay? So that's the first part. The second part for memorizing the names of all the frets on a guitar is knowing the order of notes and what notes there are in music. So in Western music, there's 12 notes. Those notes are, and I'm going to start at A, but not every octave in music actually starts at a C. Okay, so the order of those notes is A, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp. There are also flats in music. So if you was working backwards, you would talk in flats. Notice, by the way, with the sharps that the only two that don't have a sharp are B and E. So if you was talking in flats, but I would recommend just talking in one or the other. I usually talk a bit more in sharps. You'd talk, so going backwards from G, we'll go down backwards from G, G flat, F, E, E flat, D, D flat, C, B, B flat, A flat. So if you're talking in flats, it becomes F and C that don't have a flat. So the next part after you've got that is to understand how those note names correlate to the fretboard. So that you know the tuning of your strings. Well, every fret onwards from that just goes up by one note name, and it kind of goes in alphabetical order like the alphabet. So if I was on this E, the next note in the musical alphabet after E would be F. So this first fret would be F. Second fret would be F sharp. Third fret, G. Fourth fret, G sharp. Now once you reach G sharp, it resets and goes to the beginning, which would be A. So the next fret, A. Next fret, A sharp. Next fret, B. Next fret, C, because B doesn't have a sharp. Next fret, C sharp. Next fret, D. Next fret, D sharp. And you're at your octave, which is what the double dot represents on a guitar, of E. Okay, so how do you quickly, well, in the long run quickly, memorize all of these note names on the guitar neck, or at least have a guide to go off where you can find them quicker? Well, something that I find helps me is to find a point between the open and the 12th fret, basically, that's in around the middle. For me, it's always been the 5th fret that's worked for me, because it's the same tuning as the strings. However, you skip out the E part at the beginning and the B changes to C. So all of the 5th frets, memorize them, okay? So if I skipped out E on tuning, we know the tuning of a guitar goes E, A, D, G, B, E. So we're going to skip out that first E. This note is A, D, G. The B becomes a C, so this one's a C, E, A. So that E that you skip out over there lands here, and then the order starts again, A. So you've got E, not E, sorry. So you've got A, D, G, C, E, A. Simple. Okay, so let's say you wanted to find a certain note. Let's say it's on the low E string, this one. You can use that open fret, the 12th fret, and that center, almost center, 5th fret as your guide for finding that note a lot quicker now, instead of just using the E and working your way up. So let's say, for instance, the note that we want to find is a B on this low E string. What you need to think to yourself is, in the musical alphabet, is a B closer to E, or is a B closer to A? Well, we know that B is closer to A, because A, B, C, D, E, F. So you find the A, and you work your way up to a B. So you've got A sharp, B, and you found the note that quick. And that saves you having to count all the way from down here at this open note, going E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. Right? You found it a lot quicker by going from there to there. Let's say the note was an F sharp that we wanted to find. Is that closer to A, or is it closer to E? Well, it's not too far from either of them actually, but E, F. It's a little bit closer to E. So you can just literally go E, F, F sharp. There's your note that you want. Okay, let's say the note was a D. Is it closer to E, or is it closer to A? It's actually closer to E, but you'd have to count down to the D. And we know that there is no lower note than this E on a guitar, unless you're in a drop tuning or alternate tuning on the guitar. So you can either work your way up from the A to find D, but that is a fair distance, or you can go to that high E, the octave, and work your way down in flats. So you've got E, E flat, D, and you found the note that quick. And that applies to any string as well. So you just utilize the open fret, the 5th fret, and the 12th fret for finding those notes quicker. And it always goes in alphabetical order from the tuning of the string. And don't forget the sharps as well, and the flats. So yeah, that's my tip for memorizing all of the memorizing all of the note names of the frets on a guitar. And if you just test yourself every now and then and go pick a string, so for instance, pick an A string and go, right, I want to find an E on the A string, just test yourself. Like, before you know it, you'll become a lot quicker at finding those notes a lot sooner, which in the long run will help for writing in certain keys, knowing what notes are involved in certain keys, and improvising as well. So let's just quickly find that E on the A string. So E, the notes in A string is A, close to E, not really, it's not miles away, but not really. But is it close to the center fret, the 5th fret, which is a D? I know that from A, D. Yes, it is, because D, E. So D, D sharp, E, there's our E note on that A string. And that applies to everything. Just test yourself for 2 minutes a day. Doing that, you'll become way quicker at doing them, and before you know it, you'll know instantly what is what on on the fretboard with regards to note names. You'll know where they are as well. Have some fun with that. I hope that helps. I've tried to explain it as quick as I can there. I can talk forever, so sometimes I can go off on a tangent. But yeah, I hope that helps. Keep on rocking. Peace out, and I'll catch you in another lesson soon, hopefully.